So what we're going to do in this episode is basically do it yourself or go for an agency. And that's quite difficult, you know, I can't tell you what to do, can't tell you which one to go down. What I'm going to do in this session is just outline the sort of, not so much the pros and cons of each, but to try and give you a flavour of what you do in each section. And if you do go down the DIY route, what you need to think about, and if you do go down the agency route, what you need to make sure your agency is delivering on, making sure what you're paying for is what you get. Okay, so let's think about DIY. So do it yourself, right? Okay, you need to think about your ad. First of all, so you know when you need somebody to help you, you know what the duties are, and you know what days and hours they are. So that's awesome. We've nailed that. You now need to write your advert, and so think about if you were looking at a job, what do you want to see? So you can go to our website if you want, take a look at how we go about jobs, or just Google across one of the many platforms for a job ad to kind of give you some inspiration. You want to outline key information, and you want to be honest. Get your personality across. So you don't want to kind of get somebody under the expectation, the pretense that it's going to be, I don't know, 20 hours when it's actually only going to actually be 17 a week. You need to go about being really open and honest and clear about what it is for them, and also what your expectations are. So if you need somebody to help you with your housekeeping or to walk your dog, pop that in. You know, go for it. Put it in there. If you don't put it in there and then you throw it, you kind of bring it up in an interview, they might go, no, that's not my remit. So for example, a traditional one that gets a bit complicated is with a traditional career nanny. So career nanny is very focused on the development goals of smaller children. So when I say that, I'm talking preschoolers. Fantastic, they're normally super experienced with babies, and they can really come in and take over all of that area, and they will do everything in association with your child. But generally speaking, they're not going to be doing your housekeeping, they're not going to do your cleaning, they probably won't walk your dog, but that's because this is their career. They are trained, they are experienced, they have done it, they have been there, they've got all the t-shirts, and this is what they do. So that's why they're quite, this is my role and this is how I do it. So if that's what you want, then that would be perfect for you. If, however, you need somebody to be a bit more flexible, then think about, then put it in the ad. You don't want to get a career nanny applying for your job, but actually you need someone who will walk your dog and do your housekeeping. So put those things in there. So get a really good, clear ad going. Once you've got your ad up and ready to go, then you need to think about where you're going to post it. So there are multiple platforms you can use. Some charge, some don't. I would recommend using Gumtree, and Indeed is a good job platform as well. Indeed is free. Gumtree you'll have to pay, and the costs vary depending on your locality. But it's worth doing. It is now a very good platform. You get a much lower applicant number on Gumtree, but the calibre and the quality is much higher than you do on Indeed. But on Indeed, you reach a lot more people, and every now and again you get a golden gem. So I'd say that's definitely worth it as well. There are things like childcare.co.uk and care.co.uk where you can create profiles. I am personally not a big fan of them, but they are really good. A lot of clients have used them in the past, and never had any problems with them. You create a profile and account, put up your information, and then people can contact you, and you can reach out to people who are looking for what you might be wanting. So that's really good. That's again another really good option to do. I think you have to pay, but I think you can pay for a 3-month membership or something on that. So it's worth investing in that time frame and allowing yourself that time as well to get somebody in through the door. A couple of things that I would suggest are worth thinking about as well as additional points are start dates. Make sure your start date's in there, along with possibly a closing date of the job or when you want somebody to be in. You want to allow enough time between the job starting and when the sort of applications close, or you would like to have somebody in place because if you want to allow for settling in days, which I would recommend. So you want to allow a couple of weeks for settling in, I would suggest, where they can come and help with the pickup, spend a little bit of time with the kids, whatever it is that you want them to do, and just get them settled. So on that first day when you are either back in work or they're picking up on their own, there's no kind of throwing them in the deep end, everybody feels comfortable. And that's what I would really suggest that is something that you do. So definitely think about all of those things. And then the next thing to do is think about an agency. Right, okay, so say you've decided, don't want to do this, I'd like to pay somebody to do that for me. So how are you going to go about finding the right agency for you that aligns with your beliefs and what you want? I would recommend doing a Google search, a search on Facebook and on Instagram as well. Now that things, we are moving forward in terms of social media, you are able to find maybe smaller or more or different agencies across social media platforms. So it's worth looking across sort of a broader range than just Google. I would also ask your friends at school playground, look for recommendations. If there's anyone endorsing anybody else, do they say, are you so and so? Ask the nannies that you see on route or in the activity club you go to, and ask for their help as well, because they're in the industry and people have been already through it. You may as well pick their brains, is what I would do. When you've got a short list together, so say there are 3 main agencies that you like the look of, give them all a call and just see what you think. Do you like them? Is the person on the phone nice? Do they seem invested in you? Do they seem to value your job? What have they said to you? Have they been quite prescriptive about what you need to say? You say you need a nanny 8 till 6, but you really need somebody who can do occasional night nannying because you're a single parent, or something a bit quirky. They might say, no, that's not in our remit, our nannies don't do that. Or they might go, yeah, no problem, tell us what you think, tell us what you need. So what is it you need? If it's pretty standard, then then hopefully you'll have a better option. But I think that if you like them, you like the sound of them, and you get a good vibe, then it's going to be a good one. Also ask them what their process is. So how are they going to find you this amazing nanny, and what are they going to do to get that, and how much are they going to charge you? So are they going to be charging you, what's their fee? Yeah, are they going to be charging you at the end? Is there anything up front? Have you thought about Ofsted? All these sorts of things. It's worth throwing those out there and asking those questions. We'll put some of this in the printable that goes with this video, so that you can kind of think about what questions to ask. I would do all of that, and then I would strongly recommend going with one agency. Now, the reason I would suggest doing that is that you make a better connection and they feel invested. So agencies tend to know if you're working across multiple platforms, and whilst everybody wants the best deal, that quite often they do invest a lot of time, effort and energy into your role, and they're going to be less inclined to do that if you are trying other things as well. It's not to say you can't. None of them, I don't think many have clauses. We don't have clauses that exclude people that are looking elsewhere. Obviously we would want to work one-on-one, but we don't, we wouldn't eliminate somebody on that basis. So some of the things that we do that are worth thinking about is we have a 4-stage recruitment process. So what's their recruitment process? I would ask about that. We do a home visit, so we come and meet you. How invested are they in you and your children? Have they asked for a form or anything like that? So that's kind of what I would do. You've got 2 main options, DIY or agency. Get all your facts and figures together and go with that. In the next, we're going to look at kind of interviewing, questions to ask, and all of that good stuff. But yeah, I hope you found this really useful. If you've got any questions, you can contact us directly or comment on the post, and we'll get back to you. But as I said, there's a printable to go with it to help you get through that checklist, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much, and good luck.